Hi and welcome to the second episode from Little Kings and Milks. This week we're going to look at more of the stuff we've been growing on from last year and a few bits that we purchased last year to
This is one of our Mexican black king snakes. As you can see, it's completely jet black with no sort of white speckling that you sometimes find on some specimens. Some people like that, but and a lot of people think that there's an intergrade between two king snakes from the same region that gives it them. Sometimes they're found with more white speckling, but I personally prefer the complete jet black look, and the only white they should have is some white markings under the chin. I don't know if you can see that. Also, a lot of people are confused between on the Mexican black king snake. How do you tell the difference between a Mexican black king snake and a milk snake? Well, the king snake head is pretty much sort of short and stout, whereas the a milk snake head is more elongated. But these are really cool, and hope to be breeding these in the future. This is a desert phase California king snake. The really good examples are when the ones that retain a really nice black and white into adulthood, and I'm hoping this will be one of them. But you can also, there's also what the Americans call a 50-50 cow, which is basically the reverse. So you have more of the white with a little bit of the black showing. So also a class as a desert phase, but just a 50-50 reverse, I suppose. This is a wide striped California king snake. They naturally occur in a region in California called Scissors Crossing, or the original sort of F1 generation parents did. The wide stripe is sort of called wide stripe because they're sort of 2 to 3 scales deep. Some can be wider. The best examples retain the really nice black and white, sort of like a pure white. Stripes are available over here, but they're normally a scale or 1 to 2 scales, sort of in sort of depth. But these are really cool, and one of our future projects here at Little Kings and Milks. This is a ghost Honduran milk snake. One of our this is actually from a friend of mine who bred last year. This is to sort of put into other genes of ours. So we've got a few different Honduran projects going on. So this is a ghost. So she's quite a pretty one. So this is a future girly to breed from. This is a ghost California king snake. Now the ghost gene doesn't follow the same sort of genetics as in other species, because ghost is made up of hypo and the anaphoristic gene, and there's no naturally occurring anaphoristic California king snakes. So how this was made was sort of back in the sort of early 90s, a coloured striper was bred to sort of a faded light brown California king snake from the Carlsbad region in California. And they were sort of bred back to each other to produce the really light brown that you see here. So that explains the ghost gene a little bit, and these are kind of quite new, and you know, there's only one person I think in America who've sort of gone on to the next stage, which is producing like coral ghosts and Caspers using this gene. So it's all quite new at the moment, and an exciting project here at Little Kings and Milks.
Just want to say thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of Little Kings and Milks. We should have some more bits and pieces to show you next week, so thank you very much, and remember to like us on Facebook too.